Hey y'all, this is your host Ria Ajane. It's October at this moment that I'm speaking to you all now, and um, I think this episode will come out a little after October, but that's okay because we need to be aware of the information that I am going to be talking about today. And today's guest is none other than Uzoamaka. Hey, introduce yourself.
Hey y'all. I'm nervous. My first podcast. What is this? Who am I?
I want to read off your bio, but I wanted to give you a chance to introduce yourself.
Ooh, oh my goodness. I forgot that you have that. Yeah, who am I? Uzoamaka. I'm a women's health advocate. I work for an organization called Touch the Black Breast Cancer Alliance. Outside of that, I'm a creative trying to find myself in my many different lanes of creation, trying to take myself seriously as an artist. And just continuing to try to do things that bring me closer to community and keep me grounded in this chaotic world that we live in. Yeah, happy to be here with Ria. Finally, we finally got our lives together.
I was just saying, I'm like, I think we met each other 2 years ago because I was like, was it last year? But I think it was like 2 years because my hair was shorter.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, my hair was
It
shorter.
was 2 years.
I was like, what's going on? Uza was handing out these tote bags, and in the tote bags that had information on breast cancer and like breast cancer awareness. And I was like, what? I didn't know we had this here in Baltimore.
Mm,
I didn't even know that black people or black women in particular had something like this. But because most of the breast cancer media that I've consumed has mostly been through like the lens of a white woman. Most recently, I've been watching Real Housewives of Miami, and one of the members on there, she's a black woman. Her name is Gertie. She just went through her breast cancer journey.
mm.
Was just she was even talking about looking up pictures and not seeing pictures of black women with breast cancer and how that was like hard to find. So yeah, I wanted to get together to talk about this subject because I think that is super important. But I also wanted to toot your horn. You also have a BS in Health and Rehabilitative Sciences. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
Specialized degree in occupational therapy.
Yes.
You
I
do all
forget about that part of my life.
so much school.
Yeah, lots of school, lots of school. I always knew that I wanted to help people,
Mm-hmm.
and was trying to figure out what exactly that meant for me and how can I still be creative through that. And so I've been in like many different areas of healthcare, different settings. I worked in a hospital. I really loved working with kids on the spectrum, so I did that for a while in different areas. At one point, behavioral analysis, and really just trying to better their individuality and like how can they be their best selves, how can they be the most independent in their everyday lives. While I love that, it just felt like I need to be helping people on a larger scale, so how can I do that? So I just started like madly applying to jobs that aligned with any part of who I was, any black nonprofit space or philanthropy, queer. So I was on Indeed, LinkedIn, like it was social media, like every day. And it was really divine timing and divine intervention when I connected with Touch. Really grateful.
Thank you for sharing that. I think it's so cool that touch exists. Can we go over what touch stands for the people who are not aware?
Yes, Touch the Black Breast Cancer Alliance was originally, actually, I don't think we talked about this, Ria, Touch Therapy, founded by a woman named Wanda who was going through her own breast cancer journey, Black woman, and knowing what that feels like, then when she was in remission, decided to become a massage therapist and offer free massages to women in treatment and survivors. And she would charge the healthy population so that she could use that money towards treating others for free. She unfortunately had a reoccurrence and transitioned. And then our co-founder kept her nonprofit because she just felt like, no, I'm not supposed to get rid of this. And then she met our CEO, Ricky, who they just really hit it off. And they both are breast cancer survivors. And they had been a part of many breast cancer organizations, boards, and things like that, helping them out. And they both just felt like someone is missing something here. There are so many breast cancer organizations all over the globe, but not many focus on the science. So that was kind of what sets us apart. Ricky and Val, our co-founder, felt like we need to be more involved in changing the science. So they kind of just set out on this mission. So we have so many programs. We try to cover every area to help our community in different age ranges and different community areas. We try to cover all bases. It's crazy, but necessary. Um, so yeah, they Touch Therapy became Touch the Black Breast Cancer Alliance. Was founded in 2020. What a crazy time of life to start an organization, but we've done a lot in 5 years. I've been with the team for going on 3 years now. It's been one hell of a ride, but a good one.
What inspired your passion in healthcare, specifically serving the Black community?
We are often forgotten, dismissed, ignored. So I just thought, what can I do to change that? Like, there's so many movements out here. I just happened to land here right now in life. No idea where it will take me, but we are we have several like movements, but breast cancer specifically, unfortunately, they say it takes a village. And I had someone who's like a mother to me that I lost November after I started at Touch. And actually, we found out that her cancer had spread the same week that I was interviewing. We were told that she had a few months left. I got the job in July, and then the following November, or that November, she transitioned. Yeah, that's why I said it felt so aligned, the timing. So that really, unfortunately, no too many people impacted by cancer in general. My mom had thyroid cancer. She's okay, thankfully. But we are affected by cancer overall at a disproportionate rate as Black people, and especially when it comes to, we have some cancers that are called the Black cancers, and breast cancer is one of them. Multiple myeloma is one of them. Prostate is also one of them.
My grandfather
So
had, I think.
really,
I hear what you're saying, like the things that happened in your life just made you more aligned to what Touch was bringing overall with their awareness, advocacy. Sorry, I have like topic things that I want to touch on, and I
yeah,
have
no, go
idiots.
ahead.
Make sure I like stay
Girl,
on.
me too.
So Touch uses the term Black breast cancer, and you kind of hit on breast cancer being kind of like the quote unquote Black cancer. Did you kind of expound on like what that means for people who may not be aware of any of this going on?
Yeah, so I'll give a couple of stats. Black women under the age of 35 get breast cancer at twice the rate and die at 3 times the rate. Yes, yes, insane. And Black women are at a 41%, we have a 41% higher mortality rate, death rate, than white women. So, yes, these are facts, current facts. And so we know that our cancer is different. So, our CEO coined the term Black breast cancer because our cancer is different.
Yeah,
It affects us differently. The medication works differently for us. Our survival rate is different. So, we need to give it a different name. So, we did.
and did.
Yes. And did. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is a recurring theme across the board
Mm-hmm.
for Black people and like other minorities. That's so frustrating to hear. So, what are one of Touch's initiatives to kind of crack down on the numbers?
Yes, education is number
Yeah.
one, raising awareness and education. And all of our programs really do that, but we have a program called Love of My Girls, and it's geared towards our age group, 18 to 35, and honestly, even a little beyond that, because of that, one of those stats that I just mentioned. We're getting breast cancer younger and younger, unfortunately. And the more that we can be proactive, and we're checking our breasts every month, and we're advocating for ourselves properly. If it unfortunately comes to you, you hopefully are catching it early so you can deal with it and move on with your life. So early detection and prompt action can save your life. So yeah, that's one of our programs, Love of My Girls. If you are diagnosed, we also have probably our biggest program called When We Trial. And that was started in 2022. And it started with a bunch of research trying to understand why Black women don't sign up for clinical trials. Of course, medical history, has made us not trust the system, rightfully so. But our CEO will tell you that a clinical trial is what saved her life. So she was diagnosed 14 years ago. She's a two-time triple negative breast cancer survivor, which is the worst kind for Black women. We often don't make it when diagnosed as triple negative because there's no current medication that, makes it poof go away. So it is a fight. It is a big fight. Years ago, she was told that, well, it came back. We don't have anything for you, so get your affairs in order. Basically, get ready to die. And she said, no, can't die right now. I have two daughters and I have like life to live still. So what can I do? And she just went on this hunt by herself and found a clinical trial. And that medication that she was given as an experimental drug is now used in standard of care for her type of cancer, triple negative. Yes, and so she strongly believes that that is what saved her life. So she set out on this mission to show other Black women that a clinical trial can be a positive. You're not going to be a guinea pig. You're not going to be given a sugar pill.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, so we started that movement 2022 and we're almost at 30,000 Black people. We have a portal for when we trial that like it helps streamline the process because there's a clinical trial website, but it's very overwhelming. So if you are like a loved one of yours is diagnosed, you might go to the clinical trials website, but you don't even know what you're looking at. There's just an overload of things. So this like kind of streamlines the process, our portal. You're able to put in your information, your cancer, your subtype, and it'll give you any possible available trials to you and your type of cancer. Yeah, so we have now hopefully reframed the minds of almost 30,000 Black people, which means they've entered our portal, they've signed up to learn more, they've maybe signed up for a trial. So, really proud of that, but we have to keep going, we have to keep working.
Hey, that's really cool. 30,000 people. Wow. In counting. Let's just say in counting.
And counting, yes, thank you.
What are some things that we can do to better help people in our community who are suffering from breast cancer? Because I hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, what can I do for this person?" But I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on the person who is diagnosed versus you just kind of coming to them with some sort of solutions and then they can give you some feedback on what they may not need. But yeah, from
Mm.
the other person's perspective and from a community perspective, how can we help people through this time in their lives?
That is a great question. I think everyone needs something different. There are, like I said, so many breast cancer organizations. We have support groups for Black women who are going through a cancer experience. We have one for triple negative survivors and thrivers, and one for just Black women going through breast cancer in general. And there are so many things like that that exist. I think people just need to feel they're not alone on this journey. And hate to call it a journey because a journey is usually a positive thing, I think. So we usually don't use the word journey, but they want to know that they're not alone in the experience and being able to talk to we call blesties. Yeah, we that Ricky came up with that term blesties, where she feels like her cancer in a strange way was a blessing because it has become her purpose to help other Black women because they understand each other in a way that none of us can understand them. So I feel like their soul is probably most fed, yes, by their loved ones, but being able to connect with women who are going through or have gone through that experience. And I think also as a community, we need to look into where we're putting our money because a lot of people donate to some organizations, I won't mention any, that may not be directly impacting our communities. So I think maybe just doing a little more research on, because I know a lot of people, maybe in the older population, have like a running donation to some organizations and they're not really sure, in general, honestly, where their money is going.
Can they research? Because everybody says do it, but I don't think people tell us how to do it. Because
Mm,
I'm thinking of one organization who I miss, but they are like, everywhere. They're everywhere. And I'm like, no,
mm,
I'm not going to do it.
mm.
I know how to look up that information, but for somebody who's new to this, help them out?
Yeah, I mean, shamelessly gonna just say touchbbca.org, just throwing that out there. Yes, but no, we do. We're transitioning to GoFundMe platform, but our donations, we have a fund called Wanda's Fund, which is from our original founder of Touch Therapy. So those funds go directly to survivors because we get calls all the time. I was just diagnosed, my husband left me, I have kids. We are now homeless. I'm living in my car. I need help. I can't pay my electricity to keep my lights on. I have no money for food for me and my kids for the next week. We get calls like that all the time. So we do have a fund. We're like, financial assistance is not one of our large programs, but we do have a small fund. So donations we allow, then we're able to use that to help women in that way.
How much are cancer medications usually going for these days?
Ooh, it varies. It definitely varies. It's ridiculous. And I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with the possible Medicaid, Medicare mess that's going on. Yes, we have a young survivor thriver on our team. She's like my little sister. She's has a gene that is making her susceptible to several cancers. So she's a two-time triple negative breast cancer survivor, and now she's overcoming ovarian cancer. Yes, and so she's dealing with some medication. It's funny you mentioned that, some medication cost issues, where she's on Medicaid, but I forget how much she said, like a ridiculous like blood thinner medication was gonna cost her like $100 to $200 for 10 pills. It's like, yeah, yeah. It's ridiculous. And that's not even like specific to cancer medication. It's insane. It's
See,
insane.
you mind if I take a quick Google?
No, nope.
Cancer medication costs, and let's just say in Maryland, USA. Do you know of treatcancer.com? Okay, it's saying on average, according to AARP magazine, the average is, I don't know if this is a real number though. 100.
Mm,
Am I?
yeah, and that no, so I guess, yeah, we have to be more specific in
Yeah.
that search because depending on the type of cancer and how aggressive, you may do chemo, radiation, or just surgery, or a combination of multiples. So, yeah, it can be easily up there. Hmm. And so some women have to make that choice of feeding my kids or receiving treatment. Some
Yeah.
women are in that position. So then their cancer progresses because maybe they just can't do it. So they, for 6 months or maybe a year,
And you know
don't
they're
receive
working
any treatment.
until they can't work anymore on top of
Oh,
that.
yeah,
So that's added
absolutely.
stress on the body on top of that.
Hmm.
Ooh, okay. These are things just to be aware of, okay, everyone? These are things
Yeah.
to be mindful of. This is why donations matter and donating to the correct organizations matter. Yeah, we want the money to go to the actual people and not for
Hmm.
marketing costs and things of that nature. From your perspective, what has been the most powerful moment or story you've witnessed in your work at Touch?
The first thing that comes to mind is I was just in Ghana,
Talk about it.
blessed and honored to be in Ghana. And one of the programs that I oversee is called SAMBAI. And it is a research study that's never been done before. It's in 5 different African countries, in the US and the UK. And in short, sorry,
You name the countries.
sure, Ghana, Nigeria, really happy about Nigeria being in there. Kenya, Ethiopia, South Africa, actually six, and Zambia. So it's a 5-year research study for breast, pancreatic, and prostate cancer. And in short, it is really looking at why our bodies, as people of the African diaspora, compared to European bodies, why are we impacted by these cancers at a disproportionate rate? Why did medications, why do our bodies take to those differently? So just really trying to understand the why, because something is different here, but no one has really been able to answer those questions. So hopefully we get some answers out of this research. I know that we're going to uncover so many things and maybe even beyond those cancers. I think there's just so much to learn um, in all of those areas. So we're looking at environment, genetics, social determinants of health. I think I said genetics already, and genomics, which is kind of like the study of a cancer cell, like breaking up your entire DNA. So yeah, because of that project, we are now touches global, and we've been able to connect with other groups like us across the globe. And so we connected with this amazing doctor, Dr. Beatrice Waife Adai, who is such a force in Ghana. Is like her patients call her mother of the breast because she's a breast surgeon. She's saved so many lives through surgery and cancer treatment, but she's also such an advocate. And you don't always get that in a provider. She really cares about her patients. And so she has a hospital called Peace and Love Hospital in Ghana. And she also has this big, like, survivors group within her hospital network. And so she's been doing this annual breast cancer walk for maybe about 15 years. And so we were able to go for the first time, and there were at least 30,000 people there. And I've just never seen anything like that. A bunch of us
Yeah.
doing something so large. And so it was just an incredible space of love and just so much joy, regardless of everybody's struggle. The way that they wore joy on their face was just incredible to be a part of. It was amazing. I cried a few times. I was just
I'm
so
about to, did you
moved.
cry? Because that would have
I
like,
definitely, yes, I definitely cried a few times. I just speechless. I'm still processing, honestly.
I know
It was
sometimes
incredible.
like little girls just on the walk with their moms or their aunts and stuff. It's like my heart.
Yeah, so some of them had signs like I'm walking for my mom, I'm walking for my aunt who
Oh,
may or may not still be here. It was incredible, and Dr. Beatrice is honestly changing like the way Africa thinks about health in general because what I was seeing there, I mean, she had us like talk on this radio show. There was so much media coverage, and that is like never what I've seen in Africa. My dad being from Nigeria, like death has become the norm. He gets a call, I feel like, every week that someone back home has died. And you just like, it's at the point where you stop asking why, what happened. Death has really become so normalized and so unfortunate. So for someone to just be on the complete opposite end of that and having women speak up about their breasts. We just don't talk about, as Black people, we don't talk about our health until something goes wrong. And as like people, you know, on the ground in Africa, that definitely doesn't happen either. Like it's even worse there. There are so many myths. I mean, there are different areas in like rural parts, the villages, where they think that if someone's diagnosed with cancer, by you just being near them, you can also get cancer. They think it's contagious. They think that it was your curse.
yeah.
They on the other end of like women receiving treatment when they're diagnosed, they may not because their husband said that they can't, or their uncle or their father, whoever kind of makes the family decisions. So she deals with a lot of women who don't receive treatment because they were told no. And they literally come to see her, but they never come back because their husband said no. Or they, go to their church and believe that they can pray it away, or they have a like medicine witch doctor that they think they can go to for it to, go away as well. So, and I believe in spirituality. I
Same.
believe in the holistic things, but sometimes you need a combination of both.
Yeah. Duality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not sometimes, all the time. We often need to treat most things from multiple angles.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Dr. B, her youngest patient was 13. She's now 19 because luckily she came to her and was able to be treated. But yes, 13 years old with breast cancer. So,
Ooh, that is so young. So, so, so,
yeah.
so young. And you know what? I have like an honesty moment here. I remember when Matthew Knowles was diagnosed
Mm.
with breast cancer and how everyone was shocked because everybody was like, wait, he's a man. He can get breast cancer too. That's another thing. That's another ignorant myth that a lot of us felt
Yes.
that only women can get it. And it's like, no, everybody has a breast.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yes, men can get breast cancer because you have breast tissue. So men should also be checking their breasts. We did a radio show before I left in Ghana, and the host was like trying to be funny and I guess, I don't know, lighten up the conversation. But, it's a man's world. So he said something like, oh, well, let's have some like free breast screening here that like our radio show will cover. And I was like, oh, that's great. And he was like, well, can I just like also give some exams? And I was like, touch your own breast. Touch your own breast because you can get breast cancer too. Men can also get it. So let's,
It'll be okay. Don't get fired.
yes. I was just like, oh boy, okay. Dr. Fuji
Oh,
kept it professional. She was like, you're not certified. And I was like, yeah, you were not certified. But in the meantime,
no.
check your own breast. How about that?
You check your own breast and do for people who don't have that. I don't know if I'm saying the right terminology. Don't have as much breast meat. Do they still check around their breasts like people with breast meat? I don't. This is not. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Breast
This is
meat. I
not
like that. It's funny.
breast meat. But you know what I mean? Like, is it this?
Yeah,
Is it
so
this?
for the people of the itty bitty titty committee, yes, you
Yes.
should
There we
still
go.
check your breast in the same way, which is, you're raising up your arm, you can put it behind your head, and you are feeling around in a circular motion, and you want to like press in pretty good
Yeah.
so that you're actually feeling around. And 1 week after your cycle, because our breast tissue kind of changes during, so you don't want to check during because you might feel, it gets tender and it might feel a little lumpy. And also, as Black women, we often have dense breasts, so our normal might be a little lumpy. But if you're feeling it every month at the same time every month, you'll know when if you maybe feel a new lump. And a lump is one sign. There are actually like 12 signs. There's some discharge, there's a sinking of the nipple, there's other signs and symptoms also.
Where can people find the symptoms and the signs?
We have a great community partner called Know Your Lemons. I was just looking around to see if I have any. They have this great visual. They use lemons. It's a nice way to normalize the conversation because they have like a program for younger girls. So it has 12 lemons in an egg carton and it has visuals of each of the signs and symptoms for cancer. So yeah, know your lemons.
Put that in the description box. Um,
Nice.
okay. I'm sorry. I have like 12,000 questions. I'm just trying to make sure you have answered them already. That's how I
You're
prepare for
good.
my interviews. Usually I'm like, okay, don't worry, it's gonna be a conversation. Then I'm like, question one, second. And
That would be me too.
I'm like, okay, you already answered that question technically.
You're fine.
Looking ahead, what new initiatives do you have for yourself creatively and through your work with touch?
So I've really enjoyed incorporating my art into different areas of this work. So I made a backdrop that we used at several events of ours on stage for our panels. I created an interactive activity. We went to Martha's Vineyard in August and we had like 2 weeks of programming. We had different Black health topics. I moderated the panel on mental health, and that was really fun. We talked about like we had like a family day to talk about all different health topics. We talked about heart health, so many different things. But anyway, within that 2 weeks, I literally while we were there painted this tree in honor of two of the programs that I run. One that I didn't really talk about yet. It's Belong, which is like a leadership support program for women who are either just like standalone advocates or they have an organization that supports Black breast cancer thrivers, survivors, and their families. So we get together every month, and it's really just to like empower them, help them grow as advocates and leaders, and just like be in the same room because we're on the same mission, but we all are kind of doing different things. We have different gifts, so how can we come together and amplify each other? So that program is about community, and then SAMBAI is the other one I mentioned, that global research study. So to kind of tie them together, when you think of like SAMBAI is about genetics and family history and all the things. So you think of like a family tree, or at least that's what came to me. And then Belong also is a community thing. So I painted this tree and had everyone write who they were and where they're from. And if they know their roots, like your African roots, to also write it on there to just show us how we're all connected.
Yeah.
Just a moment to like pause and all of the panels and all the things and step aside and like just think about how we're all connected. So that was really fun to do. I've made some shirts for us, designed some shirts. And so I want to keep doing stuff like that. And outside of this work, even though it's kind of embedded in everything I do now, but I want to continue to take myself more seriously. I feel like this city has so many talented people. It's such a creative, like, hub. And so I need to lean into the people that I'm meeting, and I want to be in galleries. I want to just be more intentional about the things that I'm going to and the people that I'm connecting with and strengthen those relationships. I mean, one of my best friends here is Brienne, who was on your podcast
Oh yeah,
before.
yeah.
Brienne, yeah, Brienne Latrice,
Latrice.
the creatress, the creatress of Black Ass Flea Market. And yeah, I feel like she and I need to collab and do some events together in the art space and just like the
Absolutely.
woman space and all the things, self-care. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I have some ideas and I just need to like do the things. But yeah.
I definitely feel you on that because that's where I'm at too. Where it's like I'm so creative, I have so many avenues, but what can I do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting now with this podcast because at first I was like, oh yeah, we're having conversations, which we are, but I also think that I'm also storytelling with this podcast. Like you sharing,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
your personal stories of what aligned you with this work to touch and like what inspired you as an artist and how everything kind of combines together. And I just think that's really beautiful. And yeah, I got to change like the whole description of my podcast because I had like this huge thing in mind. I'm like, no, sharing stories is good enough. People like when you share stories. Yeah. And people
Mm,
like when you offer solutions and resources and just a different conversation that hasn't been had before. So
yeah.
I'm so serious. Like when I appreciate you coming on here and talking about breast cancer because I want more people to be aware because I'd be lying to you if I said that I have these type of conversations often.
Yeah. Well, we don't. We don't.
I'm like,
We
"Oh, we
don't.
didn't
But
even talk about like our breast exam." And there's like hella girls in my family and we need to be talking about this stuff.
mm-hmm.
Hella girls, hella women. I mean, everybody needs to be aware of breast cancer, period, across the board. But it's like the fact that now we're susceptible to getting breast cancer at an even younger age. It's like, okay, we need to start cracking down and having real conversations with our moms, our aunts, our girlfriends, like, or just our community in general.
Absolutely. One of
Yeah.
the things that I give out when I hand out those cute totes, you saw it, Ria. It's
Mhm.
called Know Your Her Story. It's this worksheet
Yeah.
that we developed to help normalize the conversation. So it's a family history. We call it Her Story, but it's family health history worksheet. So it has things outside of cancer on there because sometimes those things are connected. So if someone in your family has had, you mentioned prostate cancer, even more reason to be checking your breasts every month because we're finding there's a link between prostate and breast. So that's a great way to open up the conversation for anyone listening. We have a version on Love of My Girls, GURLS.org. We have a version that's printable of the worksheet online.
So I have the worksheet. I
Do
don't know what
you?
happened. I don't know what happened. Please don't look.
Your dog ate it, Rhea.
I don't got a dog. I don't got a dog. I don't know what happened. But the other
You should have just said that. This is
literally
crazy.
has her story on here, a little bit of it. Knowledge is power. Yeah, you unlocked her story right here.
Unlock your her story. Yep.
Yes, I don't know what happened to the rest of the paper, but I have it, and we will also put all of the links in the description.
And yes, you can go on loveofmygirls.org and get a new copy. It's fine.
Yes, and get it. Yeah, I will be getting a new. I'll be getting one I can just download. Okay,
There
on
you
my little
go.
computer.
Okay.
Save the trees.
Yes. Save the trees. It's 2025. Yes.
I have some like fun questions to ask. I like to call them rapid. They're not. So
Okay. Because I'm like, what?
no, they're not.
I gotta prepare.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna change this segment to, but for now, just fun questions. Boring.
Okay.
Boring. The first one is Tom Spidey, Toby Spidey, or Andrew Spidey.
Wait.
Um,
Wait.
can I explain why I put the question here? Is because it has nothing to do with the subject and it throws people off. And I genuinely want to know, like, who's your favorite?
Okay. I don't even know.
Okay.
Wait. Who? My God. Is that somebody I
What's the? What year?
What? See, okay, who was the original Peter Parker?
Toby told you.
Yes, that one. Cause like I don't even know what happened after that. I don't think I watched. No,
Do you watch anime?
a little bit randomly.
I don't watch it. Sometimes I do. I usually watch it through people. Who's like your favorite anime character?
I don't know if I watched it enough to say my favorite, but I used to watch Naruto. Like my little
Okay.
brother would like force me to watch it with him, and then I was like, wait, this is actually kind of interesting. Like it's deep. Anime is deep
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and philosophical, and I was like, yeah. So I enjoy Naruto randomly, but I don't know that I could say I have a favorite.
One of my guests, Alonzo, loves Naruto because of his connection to adoption and like Naruto's connection to like not having.
Mm,
He's an orphan, right? If I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah, I
he's an
believe so.
orphan. He got nine tails and whiskers and things. Very.
Nice.
um,
Whiskers and things.
But he was like explaining like the same thing. I was like, oh, I never would have pictured it that way because usually, like I said, I usually just watch it through my sister Maya or like whoever I'm with at the time. But yeah, okay, Naruto. That's a good answer. You don't gotta be like nothing too niche. We're not weird around here.
No,
What's a
definitely weird around here. Definitely weird.
weird in the sense of like you have to pick something so niche that nobody knows what the heck it is. It's like, girl, it's
Oh,
okay if you like
yeah,
Naruto.
no, girl.
It's a classic.
It is.
Um, so no, we. What's a recent lesson or insight you learned that you wish you known earlier, but you're grateful to have arrived at now?
I am enough.
Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm enough because, yeah, I've spent most of my life not believing that. And it has held me back from doing things. Like where I am right now in my career and just like in my personal journey of continuing to become and remembering who I am.
Hmm.
Um, it is exactly why I am where I am right now
Yeah.
because I've started to believe that I'm enough.
Agreed. I like that. That just hit a.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You felt that?
Yeah. I felt that. I was like, yeah, I understand. We see each other. What's your favorite way to decompress after a busy day?
Ooh, take a nice bath with like
Hmm.
smell goods and salts and all the things, light some candles, light an incense, and maybe a book or not. Just sit there and listen to some jazz. I love a bath. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Once you could instantly master any skill, money not being an issue, time not being an issue, what would you choose?
Hmm. That's a good question. I don't know. I want to know what your answer is.
If money and time weren't a thing, I would probably try to master I'd probably be like a master chef or something like that, like a master cook or
Mm.
something
That's a
along
good
those
one.
lines. If money and time weren't the issue.
I'm really gonna be thinking about that because nothing's coming to me.
Would you skydive or like the
Oof.
'cause I think
Um, I might skydive. My brother did that and told nobody, my older brother. I think he was, yeah, was he turning 30 or 35? I don't know, but he did it and just sent us the video. And I was like, you have some nerve to send this to our mother without any warning.
you trying to
Yeah, he was going through like a quarter life crisis or something. He absolutely was. After that, he like moved across the country. It was like a whole thing.
okay, yeah. Self discovery stage. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. But I was like, love that for you. Maybe I would skydive. Maybe that's in my future.
I've thought about it, but I'm like, yeah, I'll just hold your purse. You know what I mean?
You say, yeah, I like the ground.
I like the ground. Despite me being an air sign, I love the ground. I love it. I was actually gonna say that's what you were doing with the tree earlier. Like you were also grounding everyone, being in
Mhm.
nature, like taking the tree, their roots, where everyone's from. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you have anything coming up that you like the viewers to pay attention to? Any shout outs, church announcements?
Church announcement.
Like anything coming up?
No, no, I love that. That you should. stick with that because what do they call that? Yes, but no, it literally is that at the closing of the
What I mean,
service.
like
Like,
it's
yes, that's so good. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we are crazy. We are doing something everywhere, like every weekend.
looking for
Yeah,
volunteers.
nothing, I'll let you know if you're asking for you. But but yeah, nothing worth, well, no, everything is worth mentioning, but nothing like major happening that I can think of right now. Or just a lot of community activation everywhere, and wherever we can't be, we send materials. So for anyone that does anything that supports Black breast cancer thriver survivors and their families, we would love to connect. There's so many ways to collaborate, and even if, like I said, we can't be there, we're happy to share materials. We can send them. We sometimes have volunteers that are in your city, so we also sometimes send our volunteers who are usually survivors. Yeah, and check your breasts every month. It can save your life.
Just during October, all year round.
Yes, exactly. My boss likes to say we get the shortest month for Black History Month, and I'm still Black on March 1st. Like, breast
Yeah,
cancer is still a thing November 1st. So check your breasts every month. It's great that, the number of screenings and all of the things go up during this month, but we need to keep that number high, especially for our community. We are dying at alarming rates. To me, it's an epidemic, almost like COVID. Like, no one really, they're not reporting the numbers of COVID anymore. So people are kind of like, oh, like, yeah, it's not really here anymore. 2020 when COVID, and it's like, COVID is still a thing.
everything.
Like, breast cancer is still a thing and continues to be a thing for us. And we need to be proactive.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. We will leave everything in the description bar, and please remember to check your breast, everyone. And thank you, and see you next time.
Yes. Thank you for wanting to talk to me.
Of
It was
course.
so nice.